on this computer. Welcome. Good. All right, y'all. So tonight I kind of wanted to go back to the basics, almost back to our basic calls we used to have on Zoom on our Thursday evenings. But a lot of people are just stuck. They spinning wheels, they doing things they don't need to do. And it feels like they're doing something, but it's not netting what they want to net. So I wanted to kind of remind people that we still have basic real estate stuff that we could be doing or tools. I broke everything down into shift, simplify, and sell. Three sections. And starting out, first of all, with an icebreaker. Tonight, our icebreaker is going to be really easy. It is going to be in the chat box. Everybody put their social media handle. Instagram. Let's do Instagram. Everybody just put their Instagram username, handle, whatever, however you share your Instagram. Put that in the chat box. Tiffany also, yes, reminded me that a lot of people are just doing nothing at all. Yes. And this is an expensive hobby. Okay. Very expensive hobby. I can't see doing nothing at all in real estate. I just can't. And I can't see why anybody has to because it's real estate is so basic. I think I've been seeing real estate agents just make it more than what it really is. So I just wanted to have a real talk conversation, real talk with Nakia, have a real talk conversation. Just remind people that there's basic things, or there are some things that are a little bit above basic, but you may have forgotten about. So I wanted to kind of just take some time and go over some things. I put together an actual agenda. It's even on the screen, y'all. Y'all like it? I actually put together something for us so I can stay on task too, because I will get off topic, off task if I keep on going and going. But everybody, take a look in the chat box. We got Instagram handles. Follow each other. What I wanted to say, social media is kind of easy to fix if we help each other. So when you are following, liking, and engaging with each other, you're actually helping each other. So when you see our stuff on social media, or when we see your stuff on social media, go ahead and like it, engage, talk to each other, talk to us, do whatever you need to do to help each other out. Because when you are working on helping others, it's also helping you because you're engaging, they're engaging. It's like a little back and forth thing. We're refixing the algorithm, okay? That's what I want everybody to do. Help each other fix their algorithms because that's going to help in social media. I mean, everybody, you don't have to do a lot on social media. And also the idea of social media is to get an appointment, get into a conversation with somebody, get them off of social media, and again, into an appointment. So social media has been made more than what it should be. The idea of social media is to show and tell, but also to get to the next step. And in our business, the next step is a consultation, an appointment, and just a conversation, period, to get into a one-on-one conversation, just not a social media conversation, but a conversation that could lead to a consultation, that could lead to an appointment. Well, consultation is an appointment, but that could lead to an in-person appointment and lead to a sale. Okay, so we did the 88 challenges, 88 challenges, 88 conversations challenge. We did that. That's in the Facebook group. If you are a member of the Facebook group and have forgotten about that Facebook group, go back into that Facebook group because there is day after day, week after week, tips and tricks on how to engage and re-engage yourself into conversations with people. So that's in there. Um, moving into shift. Okay, moving into the shift. Tools that you didn't know you needed. All right. I think everybody here is already using NAR RPR. I'm just looking at who's on our call. And everybody here, yes, has NAR RPR. Realtor's Property Resource. Realtor's Property Resource is not just for your CMA. It does a lot more. We most frequently use it probably for our CMAs, mini property reports. But a lot of people are also forgetting in this day and time, we are supposed to supply pricing to our price strategy. We're supposed to help with price strategy for buyers and for listings. Okay. And a CMA satisfies this requirement. Okay. Do a mini property report before you write an offer. If you're writing offers, do a mini property report. If you get a seller, you have an appointment for a listing consultation, do a mini property report. Or better yet, do a mini property report before you actually go on your appointment with a potential seller. Okay. With all offers that I'm going to write, I do a mini property report. Once a buyer tells me they want to make an offer on a property, I do a mini property report. I text it to their phones. So that by the time I get home to my computer to start writing the offer, they're already seeing what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about it. They're going to get that range of numbers and they're going to tell me how much they want to make an offer for on the property that we're about to make an offer. If you want to just go one step further into the CYA world, include that when you're getting your offer document signed and have them to initial it. Okay, so they can see the price point, especially just in case if they go with a price that you don't agree on, you can show that, hey, I gave my expert opinion. They should have been between here and here. They went here or they went here. And now I have some proof that I had the conversation with them about numbers. All right, so that's NAR, RPR, that's the mini property report. All types of research is there. It's connected to the MLS. I was telling agents the other day, it's also connected outside your MLS. So if you have a family member, Tiffany, in Georgia, Atlanta, somewhere, you can put an address in and you can give them some information about properties in Georgia. Yes, you can. California, wherever, all over the world, right? You can give information to family, friends, or maybe referral partners or someone who has given you a referral, maybe in California, they gave you a buyer. You want to send them some information or you want to look at properties, I'm sorry, that are in California because you're sending a referral. You can look up some properties and see all types of information. I've been using a title company app. You should check to see if your title company has an app. If they do, they probably have a bunch of calculators. And if they don't have an app, they have a website. I said app, but it's probably just a website. Go to your title company's website. They have calculators there. They have seller's net sheet. They have buyer estimates. They have rent versus buy. That's the newest one I saw. They have a closing disclosure quote, loan estimate quote, title quote, seller net sheet, sell to net, seller's multiple offer. That's a good one. If you're a listing agent, seller got multiple offers. They got a comparison or a calculator that'll calculate all of that. This is just one company I'm looking at that I use. You can put multiple offers in there and then it'll do a comparison sheet. So these are tools that we need. The most common one that I use, of course, is buyer estimate. All right, let me tell you all about that buyer estimate. And we're going back to that NAR, RPR report, mini property report as well. I do not write offers until I have a buyer estimate from a lender or until I do my own on this title company website. Most of the time I do my own and I send it off to the lender. Let them know I did a little bit of homework, but I need your input. But the reason I do that is because, yes, in my 20-something year career, I have had a buyer or two change their minds after they have seen how much the mortgage will be, or even after they see how much the closing costs will be. So it's just an easier system that you can do a buyer's estimate and send that to them before you start doing a lot of paperwork. Okay. Anybody have questions so far or comments? Anybody want to add anything? I can't see this chat box. I don't have my glasses on. I put my glasses on. Y'all have anything to add right there? Anybody want to say anything? Anybody been doing some of this or using some of these tools by any chance? Are y'all quiet tonight? Y'all know I don't like quiet. Somebody say something or type in that chat box and let me know y'all here. Let's see. Let's see. Who? Oh, no volunteers tonight. Y'all just too quiet. Y'all know I don't like quiet. Hello, hello, hello. Let me see.
Will do.
There you go, Yolanda. Thank you, girl. What you do?
Like
What
you
do you
say,
do,
the
Yolanda?
report. Like when my client, when I know they want to put an offer on a house, I'll give them that report, like you said, what houses are selling for, like a CMA,
Mm-hmm.
what they selling for in that area. So when they ready to make an offer, like you said, they tell me, how much they want to put the offer in for. But if they don't put it in for what I think they should, I give them suggestions on what I think it should be and the reasons why.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, sometimes they make their own decision. But
Mm-hmm.
and I do make them sign that paper too, letting them know like, hey, this is what I suggested.
Yep, yep, yep. Thank you. Thank you. Because that's a CYA thing. It's also if you are mentoring agents, it's probably something that you as a mentor want to do with your agents as well. Have them to do that mini property report just if if it's not maybe won't go further than you, but for you to make sure that they are doing a little bit of background check before they actually are writing an offer. Also, in that mini property report, you can get some information for your offer paperwork, for your contract paperwork. So I always just love to pull that up and make this. It's a part of every single file that I've had since 2015. Okay. If I get audited, all my files are going to have an NAR, RPR, mini property report in them. Listings and sales. I've just been using it that long that it's just second nature for me. Okay. So I wanted to say that I'm going to skip vendor information exchange because but that's something we should consider, something we should go to next is a lot of people need vendors. Everybody doesn't have their favorite home inspector yet, their favorite lender yet. So a vendor exchange is on its way. Maybe we'll do a group chat or something, or in our group, in that Facebook group, maybe we'll do a post your favorite vendor, whether it be home inspector, lender, title attorney, closing company, whomever, whatever. But we need to share some information with each other because I've noticed a lot of people are either building or rebuilding their vendor list. So I want to make sure that we do a vendor exchange. That's coming up soon, and it'll probably be in that Facebook group. I think it'll be in the Facebook group. All right, let me see. Next up, simplify. All right, business is simple. However, sometimes it's not. All right. Now we have to make appointments, right? We've been making appointments, but now we need to talk to each other. Buyers agents need to call listing agents. So I've come up with a system. I normally get to a property a little early on my appointment day, check the property out. If it looks like my buyers might like the property, I'm not saying I chose it or pre-chose it for them, but I have the opportunity. Then I sit there at the house, I call the listing agent and I asked them, hey, I'm about to show your property. I wanted to know if there's anything that we should know or anything that we should include make sure y'all using this good word, if we are going to make an offer. I am not the agent that's just calling or texting and asking about buyer agency compensation. That's not me. And if you call me like that, then I'm gonna be wondering about you. Yes, I said it. I'm gonna be wondering about you. So try to develop a different tone in your conversation. We know you need information about the money. However, don't just call about the money. As a buyer's agent, if you are going to be writing an offer on a property, you need to be calling the listing agent anyway. Before this buyer agency compensation, you got to make a phone call, you got to text to see what it is anyway. Before you write an offer, contact the listing agent. Ask them simply, is there anything that needs to be considered? Timelines. If the seller still lives there, how long do they need to move, or do they need to stay there for a certain amount of time, or do they need a fast closing? What are they looking for as far as closing date? And then before you finish the conversation, maybe there, ask about some money. Okay. So make that a part of your appointments script, your follow-up script, or somewhere along the line. Don't just call and ask about money, but maybe have an appointment system. Whereas though you're making an appointment, or even the morning of your appointments, maybe when you're not there yet, call and talk to agents. I have been gaining the trust of listing agents. Even before my buyers even say, "Hey, I want to buy this house." Actually, I've developed a few relationships with agents who have listed houses that they're not even buying. But the next time that agent sees my name and sees that I'm representing a buyer, they know that I'm professional, I communicate well, and that I am here to get the deal done. So, just a consideration, I wanted to throw that out there. And I also had confidence right here because I know a lot of agents are not really confident with having that conversation. And I just wanted to say, having confidence at showings, having confidence when talking to listing agents, having confidence in real estate is really, really important. So that might be something that you want to work on versus some other stuff. Building your confidence up, building your communication, your scripts, your talk, how you're talking, what you're talking about, knowing what you're talking about is going to be really, really important. And that's what separates you from other agents. So I put that note right there. Forms and contracts. In Maryland, your forms get changed and they start in October. So y'all should be well versed in the forms that you already have. North Carolina forms start, they got approved June. They start July. Um, but I said all that to say that it is time to read. Okay. Read to lead. All right. If you can read a contract, you can win in multiple offer situations. If you're not reading these forms or if you haven't read them before you go to fill them out, you're going to struggle. You're going to have a problem. So book club, your book club material, it's paperwork. It's contract documents. Get out of them book clubs. I know you love them book clubs. I like the theory of book clubs, but if you only have time to read or time for reading, a certain amount of time for reading, it needs to be on the forms. Okay. So July, Maryland, y'all should have your new forms. They won't be approved for use yet, but you should know what the changes are. Start reading those changes, understanding the forms, learn the forms. Thank you, Tiffany. Reading is the only way you're going to be leading, and I'm talking about leading in sales and leading in your bank account. Forms and contracts. Master the art of reading to lead and to understand what the form is asking for, or what the form is asking, or what the form is suggesting. A lot of forms are acknowledgments. Acknowledgments trip agents up, and they get tripped up when the clients question them on it. That's where that confidence comes in. You're only going to get confident by reading the documents prior to needing to use them. Okay, reading them when it's time to use them is a big fault and a big no-no. And yes, people are still doing that. So I felt the need to mention that. This is a boot camp. So I gotta keep it real and tell the truth. All right. Next thing I have on this list, yeah, if you don't client your time, your client should be used to learning. Yeah. Tiffany, you gotta say that again. Okay. I was gonna say I can't read that, Tiffany. If you don't have you gotta tell me that out loud, Tiffany, if you can come off of me, because you didn't move that around too much for me. You might can't come off of me, but I'm gonna keep on going. Um, Setting activity goals. Okay. Focus on what you can control to drive your success. You cannot control $1 million being in your bank account. However, you can focus on activities that would lead. Oh, there's Tiffany. Go ahead, Tiffany. Tell us what
Yeah,
you were saying.
sorry. at work. I'm at work. I'm trying to work and do this at the same time. I was saying that if you don't have a client, your time should be used to
Oh,
learn. If you
okay.
spend time instead of worry about, oh, I don't have a client, I don't have a client, learn all those contracts. And then once you do that, you're going to feel more confident to get those clients. But you
Yes.
don't want to come and you got a client and then you're like, oh my God, how can I do this contract? Then you're going to
Thank
spend
you.
5 hours trying to write the contract.
Thank you. Yep. And that's getting ready to come right in our daily, weekly, monthly schedules, which is next. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about time and exchanging time for learning when there's no client. So thank you, Tiffany, for bringing that up. Setting activity goals again. So instead of saying, I would like to make $1 million this year in income, you can say, I'm going to make 3 phone calls per day. I'm going to set 2 appointments per week, or I'm going to read 3 forms per week. I'm going to, let's see, let me see. I'm going to tell you what some of my activity goals are. Of course, I'm a little, y'all know it's after 6, so give me a minute. Oh, actually, it's the first thing, so I must have been working on it. I'm gonna just give y'all a few of what I have written down, okay? Read or listen to audio books at least 10 minutes a day. That's a activity goal. Attend one self-development workshop per day. Think, journal, and mind dump at least 45 minutes a day. Uh, Post happy birthday post on Facebook. I don't have the number per day, but I just have it because birthday post. So whoever Facebook tells me it's their birthday, post happy birthday. 13 calls per day and talk to at least 8 agents every day. Okay. So those are some examples. Reach out to past clients. Go on a minimum of 2 vacations per year or this year, something like that. So when we're talking about activity goals, not only in business, put your life in goals too, because once you develop the habit of making activity goals versus just goals, then things change. Once you start making everything habits, if you're doing it in your personal and your business, you're making yourself a whole 360. It's just going around and around. All right. So I don't have my business goals and my personal goals set aside. I have them all mixed in. I got something else in here I wanted to say. Spend 10 minutes each day in prayer or devotional time. Meditate for 10 minutes a day. Move or work out at least 45 minutes each day. So try to mix up your activity goals, not just have your business goals over here and your personal goals over here. Try to mix them in together so that you are having a whole fulfilled lifestyle. I'm just call it a lifestyle. Okay. Next thing I want to talk about daily, weekly, monthly schedules. First of all, mornings. Well, let me just say this. How you run your day is very, very important. Okay. I still believe that a morning routine is the most important thing you can do for yourself each period, just period. Okay. Having a morning routine every morning, whatever you're doing it, whether it's certain 3 times a week, 5 times a week, 7 days a week, having a morning routine sets your day up for success. So when you're talking daily, weekly, and monthly schedules, I'm talking about list out what you need to do on a daily basis. List out what you need to do on a weekly basis. List out what your schedule is for the day in the morning when you get up. Write out what you're going to do for the day. I know it's in your phone, but write it out. Or what you want to do for the week. I know it's in your phone, but write it out. Monthly. Okay, just found this on Amazon. Let me back up. Just found this on Amazon. It has 2 magnets on the back. It is on my refrigerator. I have it over here because I had some time to take things out of my phone and put them onto this big old calendar. It's not that big because they have calendars that are bigger, but I'm going to use this month at a glance and I'm starting to put my appointments on it and put it on the refrigerator. I don't like magnets on my refrigerator. However, I feel like it's very, very important that I know where I'm supposed to be, know where I'm going, and know what I have to do this month, the following month, and throughout the year. But especially daily, weekly, and monthly, I know what my schedule looks like. And if you have an empty day, like I'm sitting here looking at an empty day next Wednesday, needs to be filled up with something, whether it is something related to real estate or if it is related to something personal, okay? Personal development, personal spa day, family time, family day, downtime. If you want some downtime, write that on your schedule. But understanding what your daily, weekly, and monthly schedule looks like is going to help you to run your day more efficiently. Okay. So I wanted to bring that up. Look for a monthly calendar, monthly magnetic calendar, or they have some of those erasable whiteboards. They got the clear ones. They are real pretty. I didn't want pretty. I wanted functional for this task. But use a big calendar so that you can visualize your business, visualize your day, your week, and your month at a glance. So every time I go over to that refrigerator to get me some water or to get something to eat, guess what? I can easily look and see what I'm supposed to be doing, and then it's committing to my brain because I've been forgetting stuff lately. Okay. That was it for my simplify. Any questions or tips, tricks to calendars, goals, schedules, appointments, form scripts, calling about buyer agency compensation, talking to listing agents, making appointments. I had Superbox on there. That's just Century Key, Super Key, Century Key. Any questions on those? All right, I'm gonna keep on going. All right, so last but not least is sell. And under sell, I have mindset, manifestation, and movement. All right. Affirmations, I've been getting into affirmations a lot. I've been into it for a few years, but affirmations, I see the results of affirmations that I started using in 2020, or I started, I don't want to say doing this, but I started saying affirmations, starting to get really into affirmations in 2020. And they have been powerful to me. I've been speaking things into existence or seeing things that I'm thinking about and speaking about come to fruition. So I just wanted to remind people, if you don't have an affirmation, get one, develop one. Google, have ChatGPT help you out. Tell ChatGPT should know enough about you by now if you're using it, but ask them to give you 3 affirmations that you could use on a daily basis that will help you in your business and your life. And say it just like that. Type it just like that. Give me 3 affirmations that will help me with my business and my life that I can say or repeat or say to myself every day, 2 times a day, 3 times a day, whatever. But you really want to start speaking what you are seeking. You want to reshape your mindset because a lot of people's mindsets are moving when they get stagnant or when they're not where they want to be or not doing what they want to do. But affirmations can help you reactivate yourself or activate yourself to move to where you want to go. All right. Again, a morning routine, making a sample morning routine, or create your own morning routine, or like I just said, ChatGPT is your best personal assistant ever, and it don't cost that much. Or I'm still using free. It could be free, but there's a personal assistant there. Ask ChatGPT to give you a morning routine. Say, hey, chat, or whatever you call yours. I am looking to create a new morning routine. They already know your realtor, I hope. If not, tell them. You want to make sure that there are affirmations. You want to make sure whatever you do in the morning, there's the facial, there's personal care time, whatever you want in your morning routine, ask it to create a morning routine for you, and we can go from there because they'll walk you to the next step of that as well. Manifestation is real life. That kind of goes with affirmations. I've been manifesting my life. I've been believing in myself, believing what I can do in this business, and that has helped. So look into some manifestation if you need a pick me up or push me. Manifestation really does work. These vision boards, all right? We did vision boards maybe at the end of the year or beginning of the year. Pull your vision board out. Okay. Your vision board is another accountability partner or accountability tool, I should say. See what's on there. See what you have not taken care of yet. See what you need to build these activity goals to achieve. Whatever you have on your vision board, whatever you have on these goal boards, it's June, so you got to put the pedal to the metal if you want to have it done, right? So pull those vision boards out, pull those goals out. It's time to rewrite them, revisit, or like I said, break it down into activity goals. That's going to help you move yourself and move your business as well. Create a real talk power plan. Okay. Develop a written commitment to take actionable steps towards your goals. Okay. Really, all the stuff I was saying, right? Get these activity goals together and just commit to them. Commit to it. You want to develop a written commitment. Again, I hate to keep saying ask ChatGPT because it's like I just believe so strongly in ChatGPT. I do. Okay. But ask ChatGPT how to write you. Tell ChatGPT, do a screenshot this screen, whatever. Develop a written plan, a written commitment to take actionable steps towards my goals. Help me to develop a written commitment. I might type it in mine in 1 second and just see what it says. I think that's what I'm going to do today. That's going to be my homework. I don't know what's your homework, but that's my homework. Okay. Geraldine said that was so timely. I just said I needed to rewrite my vision for business and personal goals at 5 today. Look at that. You were ready for today. And I could text you this little one pager as well. If you want to just copy and paste some of this into ChatGPT, I'll send it to you, Geraldine. Anybody else need it, just text me and ask me to send it to you as well. Or I'll put it in our group chat too. What else? Q&A, concerns, help. You need help digging yourself out of something, your mindset. You need to ask a question. It is that time. I think I've given everybody everything that I had on my mind and on my heart that I saw was going on and that was probably keeping people struggling. But what y'all got for me? Let me stop recording because I know some people don't want to record themselves. So I'm going to stop recording and then we can go from there. Give me 1 second. Let me find the nice button. Okay, there we go. Stop.